Hey guys, it's Marshall from Going here, and today we're going to take a look at the new version of the ThruNite Catapult. This is version 3. Still has the XML LED in there, but they made some minor aesthetic changes and changed up the interface a little bit. So here's the flashlight. We're going to need that. So I'm going to set that to the side. Extender piece, we're going to use that too. Pull that out. Set that to the side. And the other stuff you have in here is your standard lanyard, spare O-rings, spare boot cap, all the regular stuff you get. Alright, so here is the light itself. Like the aesthetic changes I was talking about, you can see up here on the head, they have a little bit different machining, and on the body, the diamonds are a little bit different size. There's your tail cap, and then there is the smooth reflector down in there, and the CREE XM-L LED. Still has that stainless steel bezel. Really nice machining on this. One thing that they did that I really like is that when you loosen the head to get to the other modes, a lot tighter machining, so you don't get the wobble that some of the previous versions had. Not that it was bad, but this one's definitely tighter than the older versions. So the extender that goes on there. The extender is meant to go between the head and the body here, not between the body and the tail cap. And I will show you why. If you pull off the tail cap, you'll see down here that the threads are anodized. What that does is when you have the tail cap on there and you loosen it slightly, it'll lock it out, so hitting the button won't turn it on. Put the extender on down there, it's not going to make proper contact, you're not going to be able to turn the light on. So the extender goes between the head and the body of the light. So we're going to put it on there, show you the operation of it, throw a couple batteries in there, all that regular stuff. Cut that off, let's put the extender on there. Then we're going to stick a couple of 18650s in there. In the longer form, it'll take either 4 CR123s or 2 18650s. In the shorter form, it'll take 2 CR123s. So we got that on there. Let's put the head back on and show you the operation of the light. So, lightly press the back. You have momentary. Press it all the way until you hear a click. Constant on. And you'll see when you have the head tightened, as long as you're just pressing the back, you're not going to have it switch modes on you at all. To get it to switch modes, what you do is you need to loosen the head. One thing that a lot of people will do is actually loosen it here, and I'm going to unscrew it all the way to show you why that's not going to do anything. All you're doing is taking off the reflector. This won't change modes on you. So the part that you actually want to loosen is right here. So if you grab it right here and loosen it, that's where you want to loosen it, not up here. So loosen it right there. You have some different modes. You have strobe, and then 3 different outputs. And they'll just cycle between the 4 different modes as you keep on going through. So the 3 different outputs are low, medium, and high. The high is not quite as much as it is when the head's tightened. So if you want max output, head tightened, that's max output. So that's the operation of the light. We're going to go ahead and take it outside and compare it to the big 40 maglite that I always use. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, this is the distance shot that I like to use, and we're going to be comparing the Catapult to the big 40 maglite. So let's try out the maglite first, see how it does. There's my house at about 50 yards. Tree in the front yard at about 100 yards. Can't really see the tree. Does okay on the house. Not that great, but I can see what's going on out there. Most of the details and everything. Alright, let's try out the Catapult. Whole lot more light coming out of there, as you can see. House, it's almost too bright on the house at 50 yards. 100 yards is no problem. Let's zoom in on that, just so you can see. You can see how bright it is. You can see all the details. No problem, 100 yards. And this can go much further than that. You need it to go 200, 300, maybe even a little beyond that. It'll be able to do that, no problem at all. This guy is definitely made for throw. You can see really concentrated hotspot, but my house is still lit up, so this thing has pretty solid spill. I'd say for everything, probably a good 50 yards in front of you, the spill is going to light up. The spill is not necessarily as wide as it is on some other lights, because the light definitely is made to be a little bit more concentrated, but still does a good job. Just lighting everything up around the hotspot. Shining it around a little bit, just so you can see different colors and distances and stuff. And let's try the different outputs real quick. Low, medium, high, strobe. And then there's your max output again. So there you go. That is the new ThruNite Catapult. This is version 3 with that CREE XM-L LED. If you like it, you can get it from us at goinggear.com. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe. We do stuff like this all the time. And if you have any questions or comments, you can reach us in the comments or at goinggear.com.